All right, welcome everyone, and we're going to kick off our training by listening to this year's Vacation Bible School theme song. So everybody stand up and get ready to dance along. We're having Amy lead us here on the...
Let me preface this by saying that, and Tracy pointed out to me, and then when I started watching the songs, I decided she was right. The motions are not great. So don't worry too much about the motions, and we'll kind of work on those later. Go ahead and interrupt me.
We need to put something in the bulletin.
I know.
Oh, they told you already?
Today's their anniversary.
No, more than that.
Oh, more than that? Wait. They didn't tell me that.
There's more than one way to grow a church.
Yay, that's exciting. That's exciting. Well, now you're recorded. It's on you. Okay. Hope you wanted everybody to know that now. Okay. So anyway, going back to VBS, I'm more excited about that than VBS. Anyway, so don't pay too much attention. Don't worry too much about the motions, and we'll get it.
We'll fix it and make it better.
We're off to find a better land, a better land we'll find. Come on, come on, come everyone, and don't be left behind. Be lifted from the miry clay and counted all as lost. The only way from here to there is Jesus and the cross. Here we go, on through the emerald crossing. Don't be slow, new life is here for living. Here we go, on through the emerald crossing. And the only way from here to there is Jesus and the cross.
All of y'all for your commitment to making VBS happen this year. We couldn't do this without each of you, and it's going to be an amazing week. Now I've got some fun goodies for all of our awesome volunteers, so I want y'all to go ahead and grab one as I pass this basket around here. We'll start. And I'm also going to pass around a sign-in sheet, please. Please sign your name. Okay, they're going to pass out some paperwork that we're going to be looking over here.
Make sure you'll get some too. Okay, y'all should have 5 papers when everything's done. 5.
Is the staple one considered one or
No,
two?
it's 1. Okay,
We're going to have a quick review game at the end of our training with some prizes. So y'all pay close attention as we go over everything. And we're going to start with the teams page. Lucy, did you get a new one?
this is a new one.
Okay, look that over and find out where you're going to be. If your name is not on the list and you do want to help, would you raise your hand so we can get you filled up? You're going to be able to? Yeah. Okay, cool. We're turning in our t-shirt order this week, so I need to make sure I've got everybody's t-shirts sizes here. All right, so everybody's found their name and where they're going to be. Okay, and then we're going to add we're adding her to the Megan to the snacks leader. And so you can pencil her in there for the snacks leader. Okay, and then look at the map. That's the next thing we're going to look at. And does anybody have any question on the teams? Okay. All right, so as you're looking at the map, it's like we're facing here. So we are here in the sanctuary, so that's where the Emerald Crossing opening and closing will be. We'll have the Bible time for ages 9 through 12. That's a change, so you may want to update that. Put ages 9 through 12 in here. And then we'll have the top of the morning tunes in here also. So Amy's station will be in here. Okay, of course, in the front, in the foyer, we'll have the registration tables will be there. The kids will come in, and we'll come in. First thing we do in the morning is to sign in and get our name tags, and then we'll come in and do our stuff. So the registration will be, name tags will be in the foyer. Our photo booth will be there also. Those of you that are leaders will have walkie-talkies, and that'll be in that glass room right there where the men meet in the morning. So we've got the Emerald Crossing opening and closing here, the Bible time for ages 9 through 12, and the top of the morning tunes. In the front classroom by the bathrooms will be the Celtic Corner Science Station. Then along this hall, the last classroom on your right, before you get to the ADA bathrooms, will be the VBS Volunteer Break Room. Okay, then we'll have, of course, the kitchen, and then the family room, we're going to have the Bible time for ages 5 through 8. So you may want to make a note on that, ages 5 through 8. If you're the registration team, you'll need to keep track of that. So if they come in during Bible time, you'll know which area to send them. So our youngest 2 groups will be in the back for Bible time, and then the other 2 groups will be here for the Bible time. So we'll have the Bible time ages 5 through 8 in the family room and the Stillwater snack station. Okay, and then over here in this hall, in the teen room, we'll have Castle Crafts. And again, back here for the music, the top of the morning tunes. Any question? Oh, I'm sorry. And I left out, in the back parking lot will be the Green Meadow Games station. Any questions on that? All right. So remember, everything we do here is meant to reinforce and build on the Bible lessons that we're teaching. So for example, on day 1, we're going to talk about Psalm 23, verse 1. The Lord is our shepherd. And in crafts, they're going to make a sheep craft. And on Tuesday, when we cover David and Goliath, the kids will have an opportunity, and if y'all want to try it out a little bit later, we can. But we're going to have an opportunity to try out a sling in the science room. And I've got a marshmallow we're going to use, but I ended up getting foam balls, golf balls that we're going to use. So we're going to have David and Goliath on Tuesday, and I'll just have to show you this. This is cute. And then in the art, crafts room on Wednesday, they're doing Shirley, one of our animal pals, and it's Surely goodness and mercy will follow us the rest of our days, of our lives, and we'll dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So they get to make an animal pal to help them remember their Bible verses. So everything we're doing has a specific role and purpose to reinforce our lessons. And each team has a specific role and purpose. So please respect those boundaries and don't interfere with another team's responsibilities. If you notice a safety concern, please report it directly to me so I can address it promptly. Instead of going and trying to do it yourself. Bring it to my attention or Nicole Hahn's attention. Also, if any of you have questions or concerns, please go directly to your team leader. Again, they're on that the team sheet. And if your team leader is unsure, he or she can come to me, and if I don't have the answer, we'll go to Frank. Okay, so that'll be our, what's that called? Chain of command, thank you. So, following this communication flow helps ensure that everything runs smoothly and allows me to focus on addressing larger issues as they arise, instead of me having to take care of every little question that leaders can take care of. So now we're going to go to the schedule. All right. So let's review the schedule. Jaime Gomez and Josue Garcia will be stationed at the front door starting at 8 a.m. to let the volunteers in. And all volunteers should arrive no later than 8:30.
I didn't get a schedule.
So all volunteers need to be here by 8:30 a.m. at the latest, so that everyone is checked in and cleared out of the foyer before the kids begin arriving. And that'll help reduce congestion in that area as it gets really crowded. The registration team should have at least 2 members in place, 1 or 2 members in place by 8 a.m. each day to assist with the volunteer sign-ins. And you can rotate who arrives early each day so nobody's getting stuck doing it every day. And we're also looking for 6 volunteers total, 2 per day, who can arrive at 8 a.m. sharp to supervise children in the auditorium for the first 30 minutes. It's a 1-day commitment. We're not going to make somebody do it every day. And activities such as coloring and cornhole will be provided to keep the kids engaged until their group guides arrive here at 8:30. So the volunteers will be responsible for keeping children safely in the room and off the stage. And if you're available to help with this early shift, please let me know as soon as possible. So the group guides, the audio-visual team, and our assistant director should be in place in the sanctuary by 8:30 a.m. to greet children as they arrive and help them get settled. Okay, and all other volunteers except security and registration teams should be in the sanctuary by 8:45. So if you're security, you'll be at one of the doors, stationed at one of the doors, or the registration team, of course, at the front. But everyone else should be in here by 8:45. Does anybody have any questions on the opening? Okay, then at 9, we will start our opening assembly. We will be in here for 29 minutes, and then we move to Bible lessons. So our youngest 2 kids, or groups of kids, will move to the back for their family time, or their Bible time, and the other 2 groups, the older groups, will stay in here for their Bible time. And that will go from 9:30 till 10:10. So they'll have 40 minutes for Bible time. And during that time, if you're not tech, or you're not, security will be at the doors, or you're not Bible teacher, you can have your break or be preparing your rooms. Well, actually, kitchen will need to take their break kind of during that time, because the Bible study will be in that back. And I know in the past because it gets kind of loud in the kitchen and interrupts, so y'all can take your break during the Bible time. So at 10:10, we move to our new station. This is where we start our station rotations. Right now, we have 4 groups scheduled. We have let me start with the hedgehogs. Those are ages 5 to 6. We have the Irish hares. Those are ages 7 to 8. We have the magpies, ages 9 to 10. And we have the red foxes, ages 11 to 12. So there's 5 stations and 4 groups. So as long as we don't go over 60, 64, I think we can keep just the 4 groups and everybody will get a break. So, but if we go over that number, we'll make another group called the Connemara Ponies. So, but right now we're just going to use that as a break. So if you go across here, we have Green Meadow Games. These are our stations. The next one is Stillwater Snacks, Castle Crafts, Top of the Morning Tunes, and Celtic Corners Science. So, and then their schedules are down here. So, for example, the Green Meadow Games, they will have a break first thing at 10:11, Then at 10:27, they'll have the hedgehogs, 10:43, the Irish hares, 10:59, the magpies, and 11:15, the red foxes. Stillwater snacks. Your first group will be at 10:11, that's the red foxes. Then you have another break at 10:27. At 10:43, you'll have the hedgehogs, 10:59, the Irish hares, and 11:15, the magpies. Okay, Castle Crafts. The first group will be at 10:11, it's the magpies, 10:27, red foxes, 10:43 will be their break, 10:59, the hedgehogs, 11:15, the Irish hares. Top of the morning tunes, your first group will be the Irish hares at 10:11, the magpies at 10:27, the red foxes at 10:43. Your break will be at 10:59, and hedgehogs at 11:15. So basically, each of these groups, or each of these stations are 15 minutes, and then 1 minute rotation, where they're going to the next class. Okay, and then the last one is the Celtic Corner Science. They have 10:11, the hedgehogs, 10:27, the Irish hares, 10:43, magpies, 10:59, red foxes, and at 11:15, they'll take their break. Group guides and group guide assistants, your break will be during your group's snack time. Any questions on the schedule so far? No. Okay, and then we come back to the auditorium at 11:30 and do our closing assembly. So, any questions?
I do have one. So
Yes.
you said you need somebody in the auditorium from 8 to 8:30, so that would just be for our volunteers,
Yes.
kids that they brought with them?
Yes, the volunteers kids. Okay, any other questions? Okay, then let's go through our VBS safety and security procedures. Okay, so first of all, so we'll start with the background checks. For the safety of the children, all volunteers will be subject to a background check. And any adult crossing beyond the registration tables needs to have a background check. So if they're going to if they want to come in, they need to have that background check done. Otherwise, we can't let them in. And for those of you that have not done your background checks, I will talk to Frank and we will have that done here soon. And I will text y'all to let you know when you get it, because it's from Shepherd's Watch will be the email you get. And you have 48 hours to complete it and before the link expires. And if you let the link expire, then you'll have to go to the sheriff's office and pay for it on your own. Otherwise, it's paid for by the church. Just don't let that link expire. Okay, the next is parking. Please do not park in the back of the building because the game station will be located in the back parking lot, and it's going to be blocked off by traffic cones. VBS volunteers should park on the south side of the building by Burger King and enter through the front door. Please leave the north side and the front parking lots for the parents and guardians. Arrival. All volunteers need to be in the building by 8:30 a.m. at the latest. So Josue Garcia and Jaime Gomez will be stationed at the front door to let the volunteers in beginning at 8 a.m. So first thing you do is sign in at the registration table. Do not pass it. And sign in and pick up your name tag. The children of volunteers will go directly to the auditorium and sit with their group after signing in. And a minimum of 2 adults will need to be in the auditorium from 8 to 8:30 each day to monitor these children who arrive early. And only the registration team is allowed to check in children, get their name tags, and escort them to their group in the auditorium. And at least one person from the registration team will need to be at their table by 8 a.m., the rest by 8:15. And locked door policy. All exterior doors must remain locked at all times, with the exception of drop-off, pickup, and the activity station's rotation. The front doors will be open between 8:30 and 9:30 for drop-off and between 12 and 12:30 p.m. for pickup. The single back door that leads out to the back parking lot will be unlocked and opened during the station's rotation from 10 to 11:30 to allow volunteers and kids to move to and from the games area. And a minimum of 2 volunteers must be stationed at the doors. Two security volunteers need to be stationed at the doors when they're unlocked and opened. So the first hour or so, we probably only need 2 at the front, but then when we open both the doors, we need 2 at the front and 2 in the back. And we have a 5th person for y'all's break. We have a 5th person who can rotate, and that way y'all can take breaks throughout the day as y'all are needed. Turned off. All right, parents inside the building. Parents may enter the building only to sign in their child or children, pick up their children, and to attend the VBS performance on Wednesday evening. Parents must walk their children into the building for drop-off. No driving by and dropping them off in the front. Parents must remain in the pickup line, single file, and wait at the registration table for their children to be brought to them for dismissal. And if anyone is interested in taking pictures of their child in the photo booth in the foyer, they can do so Wednesday evening or during pickup on Wednesday if they're unable to attend the Wednesday evening program. Parents are not permitted to enter beyond the check-in table for any other reason. Okay, allergies and food. Each group leader and snack time volunteer will have a list of all child allergies as indicated on the registration forms. A yellow sticker will be added to the name tag of any child with allergies. Food should not be offered at any time other than the designated snack time. So after VBS, when we have some of our kids wandering around, don't give them food. Mine will ask for it. All food should only be consumed in the designated snack room. And children may bring water bottles to VBS, but no other beverages are permitted. A full snack list, including ingredients, will be posted at check-in tables for parents to see. Alternative snacks will be available for our children with food allergies. Parents may also send in an alternative snack for children with all allergies if they want to. If a prescribed EpiPen is sent with a child, the parent must give written directions on who has permission to administer the EpiPen. So the director and first aid coordinators need to be notified of the situation. The EpiPen must remain with the first aid coordinators in a labeled bag along with the parent's permission form. And if the parent does not give written permission for the VBS staff, then the child must be able to administer the EpiPen without assistance. If the child or VBS staff uses the EpiPen, a parent will be contacted by our first aid coordinators using the phone number left on the child's registration info. In the next section, 2-to-1 ratio and bathroom breaks. Our volunteers must adhere strictly to a 2-to-1 ratio at all times. This is to protect y'all as well as the kids. This includes times when escorting children to areas that are not scheduled for the entire group. For example, bathroom breaks. So if you're in a station and there's a child that needs to go to the bathroom, you have a station leader and assistant. In some cases, you may have more than one assistant. The group leader or the group guide and assistant can take that child to the bathroom and then come back. They need to have a second adult so that they're not accused of anything. And then there's still the station leader and the assistants in the classroom with the other kids. So you're covered, the child's covered with 2, and then the classroom's covered with 2. Okay, children must never be left alone with any single adult or child. Volunteers should remain outside of the bathroom with the door propped open in order to supervise while also providing privacy to our children. So the children are going to use these front bathrooms, and the volunteers will be using the ADA bathrooms in the back so that we're not in the bathroom at the same time. Volunteers cannot assist in the bathroom stalls for any reason, and parents will be called if bathroom accidents occur that require additional assistance. And as I mentioned, the ADA bathrooms will be used by the VBS volunteers in the back by the kitchen. And if you're assisting your own children, please use those ADA bathrooms by the kitchen. And children are not allowed to sit on other people's laps. Do not give front hugs, offer side hugs, high fives, and fist bumps instead. And another thing that was brought up by some other directors of the other churches, don't give piggyback rides. If you drop a child and they break a bone, you're gonna, you and the church is gonna be liable for that. So be very, very careful about your interaction with the kids. Okay, communication and emergencies. If a volunteer has an unexpected absence, notice must be given to a director by 8:15 a.m. at the latest so that a qualified replacement can be found. Please do not make your own arrangements for a sub or switch positions with anyone, because we end up with, well, one, they're not all trained and kind of don't know what they're doing. They're kind of lost. And 2, sometimes people have been pulled in that didn't have background checks. So make sure the directors know so that we can find a replacement. And my number and Nicole's number is down there. Nicole Hahn's number is down there, so you can call us. So the directors, each station leader, the registration group, and the security team will each have a walkie-talkie for notification of station changes and emergency communication. The directors will signal station changes with the walkie-talkies and our sound system, which is a little bell. And I'm nominating Nikki here, Nicole Songstad, to get to be the one that runs around this year. Sorry, right. It's an honor. So the directors will signal the station changes, and other VBS volunteers should only send messages via the walkie-talkies in emergency situations. So notification of emergencies should be as follows. There's an injury or medical situation that requires 911 to be called. If that happens, get on the walkie-talkie, say 911, and give your location. And then for example, 911 game station. And then our first aid coordinators and I will head that way. If there's disruptive behavior, a child has a bathroom accident, or other help is needed, like we had a child stay in the bathroom playing games last year, just call director to whatever the location is, director to front bathrooms, director to crafts. Number 3, an injury or medical situation that requires more than simple first aid but does not require 911. So first aid to location, so first aid to games, or first aid, we had someone sit on her name tag and cut her back of her leg last time. So first aid to sanctuary, or what would you call, auditorium. So, okay, so fire. You'll say code red, and some of these, while we're giving the codes, is so we're not freaking the kids out. So that's why we're code red, to symbolize the fire. And kitchen, code red, wherever it would be. So the director will then give the response, code red, all stations are to immediately exit building through the nearest exit. And all leaders are responsible for making sure that all persons have exited their station. Stand as far away from the building area of fire as possible and await further instructions. And if for some reason we're not notified of the situation on the walkie-talkies, but we hear the fire alarm, Please immediately exit the building. Don't wait for verbal verification. Just get out. If it's a false alarm, that's okay. We'll deal with it, but I'd rather everybody get out just in case. Okay, severe weather and tornado. We'll say severe weather, take cover. And those in the volunteer break room, the game station outside, the family room for Bible lesson and snacks, and the craft station will exit their station and go to this back hall outside the family room, and we're going to close the family room doors. And of course, then those in the science station, the foyer, front foyer, and the auditorium and front bathrooms will exit their stations and go to these stairways on either side here that lead to the baptistry. They're not going to go all the way up. They're just going to, on these stairs, make sure the front door and this door here and then the one in the back is closed, and they will sit on those stairs. And everybody should be seated in the sheltered areas and assume the fetal position if it's a tornado. If it's just hail, then we just go in there and they can sit. But we just want them to be away from the windows in the building. Okay, intruder, that's code yellow, and location, for example, code yellow, games. If you're in the room, or if you're in a room, how did he say this last time? You're to remain in place and wait for further instructions. If you're moving about the building, find the closest room to you and shelter inside it, and wait for further instructions before moving again. Okay, but then if we have an active shooter, that's code black, and then the location. So if that's given, code black and foyer, everyone needs to immediately exit the nearest exit away from the location named. Our last training session, Prue said, like, if they're in the front, y'all are going to want to head out the back exits. You want to go, so it's not the nearest exit necessarily, it's the nearest one that you're to that's opposite of where the potential danger is. And then you want to exit the building and move as far away from the building as possible in an orderly fashion, or try to. So, and then if it's in the front, everybody may want to go out back and then go out in the field, just away from the building, and wait. So audio, video, and photography. Each group leader and photographers will have a list of all children who do not have permission for photos. A blue sticker will be added to the name tag of any child who does not have permission to be in photos. So, and our photographer will be taking care of that. She knows the drill. Do not take audios, videos, or photos of any child who does not have photo permission. And please do not take or post photos on social media of other kids without written parental permission. So you can take pictures, just leave out the kids with the blue dots, and you can keep them for your personal use, like if you're scrapbooking or whatnot, but please don't post them on social media. You can, like you and your kids, that's fine. Okay. First aid and reporting. So each group leader, station leader that is, and the first aid coordinator will have a list of all children with the medical concerns. Actually, no, I think that is group guide. As listed on the registration forms, and a red sticker will be added to the name tag of any child with medical concerns. So each station will have a first aid kit and incident report sheets inside each first aid bag. All injuries must have a completed incident report, and the parent should be contacted. Even if it's a minor one and the grandparents here, please call. We've had an incident with that. So one copy will be given to the parent and one will be kept for church records. And then Frank will be contacted immediately for all injuries that require more than simple first aid. He needs to know. Any questions so far? Everybody's good? Okay, Texas mandatory reporting law. Texas law requires anyone with knowledge of suspected child abuse or neglect to report it to the appropriate authorities. This mandatory reporting applies to all individuals and is not limited to teachers or healthcare professionals. This should immediately be brought to the attention of Frank, to Minister Saldivar. And then dismissal. After closing prayer, all children must remain seated in the auditorium until their parent guardian picks them up. And this includes children of VBS volunteers. So the registration team will require the parent guardian to present the child's pre-issued name card or their ID card. I think they have codes on them, number codes on them this year, at the time of dismissal or pickup. Then a registration team member will go to the child's group to collect the children while the parent guardian waits in the front of the church. And the registration team member will then bring the children to the waiting parent guardian. And only the registration team will handle the dismissal of the children. They're trained in what they need to be doing and their procedures, so we need to make sure that only they are doing that and other people don't jump in. That way the chaos is kind of contained. Okay, any questions on the safety procedures?
Do we have an approximate, like, how many children are we expecting?
Okay, so far we have 21 signed up. 21? Did you get 2 today? Okay, so 21 signed up. Last year we had 54, and the year before that it was kind of like 58, so it was around that. We have a lot of last-minute sign-ups and walk-ins. So our numbers will jump that weekend before. But so far, 21. Okay, any other questions? All right. And one thing, before you leave for the day, be sure that your area has been cleaned and prepped for the next day. Tables wiped down, activities out for the next day, coffee pot turned off and cleaned, and the group baskets restocked. So whatever you need for the next day, make sure it's ready to go. Okay, our theme this year is Emerald Crossing and Irish Adventure through Psalm 23. On Monday, we're going to discuss Psalm 23, verse 1, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. In other words, I shall not need anything, because our good shepherd takes care of all our needs. And we're going to discuss how shepherds take care of sheep. We're also going to learn about King David, who is the author of Psalm 23, and who was a shepherd in his youth. We'll also hear the parable of the lost sheep. And our animal friend for the day will be Maya, the Connemara sheep, and we will cross from lost to found. And again, I know in Spanish it's Mia, but in the Irish pronunciation is Maya, and it reminds us that the Lord is Maya shepherd. And as mentioned earlier, everything we do at VBS reinforces our lesson for the day and what they're learning each day. And on Tuesday, we're going to explore Psalm 23, verses 2 through 4, and discover how it reminds us that the Lord is always with us, even in difficult times. We'll learn about David and the challenges he faced, including his encounters with enemies like Goliath and King Saul. And we'll also see how the Bible serves as a trustworthy guide in our lives. And joining us on this day are our animal pals, Guide the Border Collie, and Shadow the Raven. And we'll cross from the wrong path to the right path and from fearful to peaceful. And on Wednesday, we'll explore Psalm 23, verses 5 through 6, and discover what it means to live with an attitude of gratitude. And these verses remind us that we serve a good God who blesses us abundantly, so much that our cup overflows. And we'll also learn that God is a faithful promise keeper whose goodness and mercy shall follow us all the days of our lives. And along the way, our animal pals, Pesky the woolly aphid, all those pesky situations we come across, and Shirley the Highland cow, will be with us. She'll help remind us that surely goodness and mercy will follow us all the days of our lives. And we'll cross from grumbling to grateful, and from a shaky foundation to a sure foundation. And with that, this year, instead of doing memory verse, having the kids say their memory verses, we're going to sing the Psalm 23 memory verse song. So Amy's going to lead us for that.
Stand up. Stop.
Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for His name's sake. He leads me in paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For You are with me, Your rod and Your staff, they comfort me. Oh, I shall dwell in the house of the Lord. Oh, I shall dwell in the house of the Lord. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I shall dwell in the house of the Lord. I shall dwell in the house of the Lord. I shall dwell in the house of the Lord. I shall dwell in the house of the Lord. I shall dwell in the house of the Lord.
Okay, so you can find our VBS songs and start practicing at YouTube under 2026 Emerald Crossing VBS, or you can get that QR code there. And the only thing is, the one that we just sung, the memory verse song, is not on there. But if you memorize Psalm 23, you got it. And as we get ready for VBS, I want to encourage each of you to take a little time to prepare your heart and your mind. And what we're doing isn't just organizing activities, it's helping the kids experience God in a real and meaningful way. And one great way to prepare is by spending time in Psalm 23. And I have copies of A Shepherd Looks at Psalm 23 by Philip Keller available for anyone who's interested in using it as a devotional resource. It offers a powerful picture of God's care for us and can really deepen your understanding as you get ready to teach and connect with the kids. Amy, would you pass the basket around? Feel free to take one if you'd like. And as we prepare for VBS, spend time in prayer for the children who'll be attending and ask God to give you patience, wisdom, and joy for VBS week, because it is draining. All right. So the next sheet we're going to go to is tips for managing a group of kids. Does everyone have that? So, it's 20 tips, top 20 tips when working with children. So read through those on your own, and also please make a note to not use team yells or chants on your sheet, because we discovered during our first VBS that one of my adopted girls is triggered by yelling, even though it was in fun. So don't use team yells or chants. I know sometimes we use that to pump up the kids and stuff, but for whatever reason, that just triggered her. So we're not going to do that one. Okay, the important days to remember. If we have one more sheet. So what's left on here is, now what is not written down is Sunday, June 14th at 2 p.m. Okay, we're going to decorate and set up the church. Add on to there that you're going to pick up your t-shirts on that day too. June 14th. So we'll decorate and set up and at 2 o'clock, and we'll pick up t-shirts. And Daisy Prue wants me to remind you I'll be here as close to 2 as possible so she can get rid of them and go home.
What time?
Around 2 o'clock. Yeah. Decoration, yeah, set up church, and then our VBS and everything at 2, and pick up t-shirts. So from June 15th through 17th, course is Vacation Bible School, 8:30 to 12-ish, 12:30, if you have a lot of to clean up after. Hopefully we'll be out of there sooner than 12:30. And then Thursday, June 18th at 9 a.m. will be cleanup, and we'll take down a bunch of the decorations that we're not going to leave up. All right. Sunday the 14th at 2 p.m., decorate, set up church, and pick up t-shirts. June 18th at 9 a.m., like 9 to 12-ish. We'll be here all morning. Okay, so quick review game for our closing. Before we do the quick review game, keep these papers that we went over today and go over them again the weekend before VBS to refresh your memory. And that refresher will really help keep things running smoothly and cut down on chaos during VBS week. Okay? Because we sleep a few times between now and then. Okay, y'all ready? Okay, name one of our animal pals. What scripture are we teaching at VBS this year?
Oh, come on.
She's going to take the whole basket. What is this year's theme? Yeah. If they get it right, they all get it. Okay, I typed this wrong. What time do volunteers need to arrive by during VBS at the latest? 8:30. Who said 8:30? Raise your hand. He's got to be here at 8, so give him one too. So they were both right. Okay, if you're sick or unable to make it, what do you do? She got it. Give that girl a prize.
Send a text.
That works. As long as it's by 8:15, that works. Okay, we're going to be crossing over the bridge every day of Vacation Bible School. Can anyone remember what we're crossing from and to? Close. Shaky to Shore is one of them. Lost to found, lost to found, wrong path to right path, fearful, that's I think what you were going for, to peaceful, there's one before that, pesky. What is pesky? Oh, grumbling to grateful, shaky to sure. Okay. What is one of the group names for the kids? Yeah, they both got it.
The hedgehog.
Give him one too. Yeah. Okay, name an activity station.
Craft.
Crafts. So, Amy and Richie. What restrooms do the volunteers use?
The one over there.
Right, so those three. Don't be shy there in the back. Y'all can shout it out. How many people should accompany a child to the restroom?
2.
Everyone that said 2, raise your hand. Can volunteers take photos?
Now without knowing that it has permission.
Uh-huh. So give Richie one. He's gonna stalk up here. What is the first thing to do upon arrival, besides come in the door?
Sign it.
Raise your hand if you had that. I think Anna did. In what situations should walkie-talkies be used?
Rotation? Like doing rotation? What?
Emergencies, and then we will signal, you can give him one, we will signal the station changes, yes. Ring the bell on the thing and then run around the building. Who wrote Psalm 23? David. Amy got that too. When is Vacation Bible School? Alicia got it. June 15th through the 17th, yes. If we're not on the registration team, can we help with dismissal? No. When do we pick up our volunteer t-shirts? June 14th. At 2 p.m., very good. Josue. Where will the Castle Crafts be located? The teen room. When does closing assembly start? 11:31. We moved to the auditorium at 11:30. And will anyone be one of the 6 volunteers to supervise children in the auditorium from 8 to 8:30 for one day during VBS? Give that girl a prize. All right. Okay, so a big thank you to everyone who came to the training today. Your willingness to serve and prepare means so much. It helps so much. Before we dismiss, there are 2 more things. So we currently have, 21 children registered. So if you have a child in your family who will be attending, please register them before you leave. We've got paper registrations out there, or if you have a grandchild, a child, whatever. And we're also, because we're placing the t-shirt order this week, or if you know of children that in your family or that coworkers that would bring them. Get them registered by Wednesday so that we can get those t-shirt sizes correct, because it's kind of hard to guess. And we always run out of like one size and have too much of another. And second, if you're a group guide, please meet with me. I've got a few more things to go over. I don't think we have any group guides here today. Okay, so thank y'all again for your heart to serve. I really appreciate it. Yes?
When are we getting the email to register? Security. A background.
Oh, the background checks. You've already done yours. You've done this in the past. So you're cleared. You're cleared. Yeah, if you've done this in the past, we've already got yours. So I think we only have a couple in here and that haven't done it. So Richie, I'll reach out to you. Yeah, you'll have to do it because you turned 18. So, well, but I'll let y'all know when Frank puts them in, and then you've got 48 hours to do it. Okay. Any other questions or anything else?
What is it that I have to do?
I'm sorry.
What is it that I have to do?
You'll have to do a background check, but I'll let you know when it'll come from. It'll be an email from Shepherd's Watch, and you'll go in and click the link and then fill out the form, and the church pays for that. So, any other questions? No. I thank y'all so much. And if anybody wants to try out David's sling, y'all can give it a whirl. Thank y'all for coming.